EA Games.
Challenge everything.
Known as one of the largest video game publishing companies in the world, and for their recent title as Worst Company in America, Electronic Arts has established themselves to become a giant in the gaming industry. I'm Tony Starr, and up next, The Untold Story of Electronic Arts. May 28, 1982, for some, would be the day their lives changed. It was with funding from his own personal finances, William Tripp Hawkins would incorporate a small software company and name it Electronic Arts. Working from his home, he would then hire some 12 employees to assist in everything from advisory to artistry. Later in the same year, he would need more funding and office space for the now growing company and would reach out to a friend, Don Valentine, who would give Hawkins the capital to move forward and do what his dream has always been since his days at Apple Computer as a director of product marketing. By May of 1983, the newly formed Electronic Arts would publish their first video game and then begin to take footsteps. Hawkins would lead his company with promise and understanding, making it easier for his employees to blossom new ideas and eager to present the best they had to the world. Electronic Arts made its debut in June of 1983 at the Consumer Electronics Show in Chicago. Though they had a small booth compared to many others, Hawkins would later learn he made the biggest impression and the most respect from the people based off his approach, which was thick with innovation, artistry, and most of all, quality. By 1986, Hawkins would consider making the company for public trade, or IPO, but decided against it, fearing the company hadn't reached its maturity as of yet. By 1986, Hawkins would have another idea to move Electronic Arts forward into the gaming console war with Nintendo, Sega, and TurboGrafx-16. The idea was for Electronic Arts to become a first-party maker for their own gaming console, giving them sole creativity over what they developed. However, that idea was put on the back burner. In 1988, Hawkins reconsidered the idea to move Electronic Arts forward into the gaming console industry when he saw Nintendo sue Tengen for copyright and patent infringement. Hawkins then got the idea to reverse engineer the Sega Genesis. Fearing he would need money in case of a courtroom battle, Hawkins takes the company public in 1988, raising $8 million. But in a blockbuster deal with Sega, Hawkins saves the company millions while Stan to make billions, and the relationship between Electronic Arts and Sega had begun. Now with Sega behind him and being a public traded company, the cash flow for Electronic Arts was raining from the sky. Again, Hawkins would stand behind his word and ensure that every game developed by Electronic Arts would produce the same artistry and quality for the Sega Genesis as it did for an high-end PC. By 1990, along with other partners such as AT&T, MCA, Time Warner, Electronic Arts, and Panasonic, Hawkins would go on and form the 3DO company. The 3DO would serve as Electronic Arts' first-party development machine, giving them control over the development of the type of games that they created. With all of his pieces in line, Hawkins would now, in 1991, depart ways from Electronic Arts. October of 1993, the 3DO company would launch its first gaming console. Unfortunately, 2 years later, of October 1995, the 3DO company would sell its gaming console rights to Panasonic. After selling console production rights, the 3DO company would go into gaming development. And after only 12 years of existence, the 3DO company would file for bankruptcy May of 2003. Within the same year of 2003, Hawkins would form yet another company. This one will be called Digital Chocolate. In May of 2012, Hawkins would step down as CEO of Digital Chocolate to become a consultant and an advisory toward the company. Digital Chocolate has made plans to lay off 180 of its 300 employee workforce. I want to thank you for joining me this evening for this untold story of electronic arts, which will be a 3-part series. Join me next time. We'll go through the ups, through the downs of electronic arts. Again, my name is Tony Starr, and please have a nice evening.